Mark Brenke, head of Ardian Private Credit. Thanks for joining me. In my role covering client relationships in the Americas, we're seeing growing appetite for European private credit specifically. Mark, you have a 20-year track record in European private credit. You've seen many cycles, but why now? Why do you think we're seeing this demand from investors, and what opportunities are you seeing now?
So the current market environment, of course, is characterized by elevated geopolitical uncertainty, and we're seeing clients drawn to markets that champion domestic leaders active in fast-growing underlying markets. And that's precisely why we like the European mid-market. It offers exposure to attractive, uncorrelated returns, lending to businesses often active in non-discretionary sectors such as IT, software, B2B services more broadly. And the added benefit of that type of risk profile for many clients is it diversifies away from parts of their portfolio where they may be exposed to greater macroeconomic volatility.
Now, as mentioned, we've seen increased appetite for Ardian private credit, and more broadly, the market has seen increased flows. So how should investors think about that in terms of investment discipline and risk management with more capital flowing into the market?
It's a fair question. I would emphasize, though, that it's not so much the capital flowing into private credit which may erode discipline. It's more about how that capital is allocated or deployed. The ability to remain selective is key, and in order to do that, it's about right-sizing your platform relative to the market opportunity and building up a sufficiently long track record.
Now, Mark, you mentioned right-sizing your capital base for the opportunity set, and you've long been focused on the mid-market. So talk to us about why the mid-market, why it's so compelling in comparison to other segments of the market opportunity.
So the European mid-market is inherently more protected, it's less intermediated than, let's say, the large cap market. And as a result of that, that allows managers to build up a stronger position of control in their respective deals, as well as more bespoke structuring.
Given what you've just referenced, how resilient are yields in mid-market private credit? And maybe compare that against what we're seeing in the broadly syndicated loan market.
Yes, as we just discussed, the mid-market is less intermediated. It benefits from a higher illiquidity premium relative to the large cap space. If you ally that together with what borrowers are looking for in the mid-market, i.e. speed of execution, certainty, dependability, ultimately relationships which go beyond just the lowest cost of capital, the combination of those two factors drive much more stable pricing in the mid-market relative to the large cap space.
Mark, let's take out your crystal ball. Give us your view on the greatest risks faced by private credit over the next 3 years.
In the current market environment, geopolitical risk clearly trumps every other consideration. Whilst first order effects of, for example, tariffs and greater trade volatility may be relatively easy to measure, the real challenge lies in assessing how second and third order impacts in terms of growth impacts, inflation impacts can affect a broader portfolio. We think our strategy, with a very selective approach, goes a long way to mitigating many of those risks.
Well, thanks, Mark, for your insights here today. Any concluding remarks before we wrap?
So look, the European market has clearly evolved over the last 20 years that we've been active in the space. But I'd emphasize that the core drivers of the opportunity have remained very consistent and remain very much intact. And that's leading to continued strong demand for our capital. And as a result of that, we remain just as confident in our ability to generate attractive risk-adjusted returns going forward for our investors as we have in the past.
Thanks, Mark.